Hey guys, this is CK at CK Education. Today I want to talk about an important topic that sort of permeates our society, I feel like. Um, I want to talk about hate. I want to talk about love, and in a little bit of a different sense than you might think. Um, this shirt right here, I'm wearing this shirt on purpose. Now, I got this shirt at Costco. I like this shirt. I like the color. I like the American flag. I love America. Now when I wear this shirt, I wore the shirt one time to a mall, and this guy was looking at me, glaring at me like, I did something wrong. And I know why he does that. He thinks I'm a Trump lover, and people have stereotypes like that. They don't even know me. They don't even know what I think, what I believe, and they look at a shirt like this and they think that I'm a Trump lover. They think I'm a Trump supporter. And what if I was? Should that be reason enough to hate me? Now, as far as my political views, they're more complicated. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm more very policy oriented. I like to know both sides. I'm a registered independent. And I learn libertarian in some ways, and I lean Republican in some ways. I lean Democrat in some ways. And so I don't think any one party defines exactly my views. But that's beside the point. When I see someone wearing a certain shirt or when they're dressed a certain way, I don't hate them on purpose. When I see someone's skin color, I don't avoid them on purpose. I like to get to know people. I like to see their face and see their expressions and, give them the benefit of the doubt. But our society is filled with people like this. Now, why do I wear a shirt like this? It's not because I'm a Trump lover. It's because I love America. Now, when I say I love America, people think, oh, he's whitewashed, or he forgot his roots, or, first of all, I was born here in America. But they think that, I'm turning my back somehow on my parents' or my own ethnic background, the country where my parents were born. They have all these crazy thoughts like this. What if I told you that when I say I love America, I love the founding fathers' ideals? I love the fact that they believed that all people were created equal, that we have certain inalienable rights that we are given as human beings, that we should not discriminate based on race or religion or creed or political view or gender or whatever the thing is. People are people. We should value all people equally. These are the same people who cite the Constitution and who cite these things. And then at the same time, you go to the mall and they're the first to finger point at someone just because they're wearing a certain kind of shirt. Okay? And I'm just wondering if we're like that too. I know a lot of people in the Asian community who look at a certain race or a certain race that's not theirs, and they automatically have stereotypes against them. They already think certain things against them. They already assume in their minds that certain people are a certain way because they dress a certain way, live in a certain neighborhood, are from a certain area of town, they make a certain amount of money. And what I'm saying is, isn't that sad that so many people are defined by what they hate? I hate this, I hate that, I hate this, I hate, I hear a lot of people say, I hate people who go to church. Really? Like everyone who goes to church? I mean, why? Because they're a bunch of hypocrites. Well, I say, look, if you hate everyone who goes to church, everybody, you mean everybody, including people who go to temples and mosques and synagogues and like everybody, all religious people, you think they're all, well, not all of them. But we can't paint people like that. We can't paint everybody like that. And my point is this, if you have been burned by people who are religious, who are hypocrites, if you have been burned by people like that, do you hate them that much more than you love truth? If you hate hypocrites, do you love truth? If you hate hypocrisy, do you love truth and justice? If you hate religion and man-made laws and things that sort of you think bind people, then do you love freedom? Then do you love God? And if you hate hypocrisy, or if you hate, if you hate that Trump says a certain thing, or certain politicians say a certain thing, or you think they're corrupt, then do you love justice? Are you defined by the things you hate, or are you defined by the things you love? And I think that a lot of us, and myself included, I think fall into this category of we're defined by the things I hate this, I'm fighting this, and I'm fighting that. But what are you fighting for? What do you love? What do you stand for? Rather than me, I don't get on the I hate Trump bandwagon. I get on the I love America bandwagon. When I say I love America, I don't mean I love Trump. Trump is not America. He's just a president. When Barack Obama was president, same thing. I still love America just the same. When George W. Bush was president, or when Bill Clinton was president, or whoever the next president is going to be, it doesn't matter who the president is. America is America. The founding fathers, their ideals are what I love. And those ideals, I think, are special, and I think they're unique to this country. And so those are the things I look at. Now, I'm not ignoring, and I'm not saying that all the wrongs that this country may have done, or all the wrongs that any human beings do, define this country. I focus on the things I love. When it comes to, let's say, religion, yeah, I don't like hypocrisy either. I don't like people who are corrupt either. I don't like people who use religion to do certain things, to gain certain advantages and, assert certain agendas. But I do love God. And that is the thing that I define. I don't focus on the things I hate. I focus on the things I love, rather than saying, I hate this about education, the education system, or I hate this or this or this. And, and I'm an educator. There's a lot of things I don't like about the education system. But rather than focusing on that, I try to focus on the things that I do love, the things that are right. And for my own kids, I find alternative ways to educate them if I think need be, and focus on the things that we love. So this, I think there's a lot of, and this comes into play with race. It comes into play with everything. We say things like, oh yeah, I believe everyone's created equal. And yet we treat people as if they're not. We treat people and we discriminate, and we have stereotypes. We make certain assumptions about people that are just not fair. Okay. I tell this story to some of my students, and this is when I had my office in Columbia, in Maryland, there's a little gas station there near my office. I often go to that at night, and sometimes I get off at 11:30 at night, sometimes at midnight. I would teach until very late, and I still do on some days. But I'd stop by the gas station. I popped open the hood to get to fill my what is it called? The windshield washer fluid. I was out of windshield washer fluids. I was filling that up. And so I had my car stopped, and I had my hood up, and I was doing that, and all of a sudden there's this car that comes by. You can hear the music thumping. The windows were blacked out, and it sort of passed by me, and it parked, and it was getting some gas apparently. So the door opens up. I'm looking in the corner of my eye. The door opens up, and this big African-American man walks out. So I look over at him, and I smile, and I just say, hey, how you doing? And he smiles back. He says, hey, how you doing? Just like that. And I was, after I finished, I closed the hood, he paid, and he was walking back to his car, and he calls out to me. Now, I don't know this guy. I've never seen him in my life. And he says to me, hey, my man. And I look back at him. I said, yeah. And he says, hey, you dropped your wallet. And sure enough, I'm looking under my car, and I dropped my wallet. I would not have even known that. So I pick it up, and I thank him. Hey, man, I really appreciate that. He said, hey, no problem. And so he leaves, and I leave. What a wonderful interaction. That's how I like to interact with people. I didn't judge him because of his blacked out windows. I didn't think he was some gangster. I didn't think because his music was on loud that he was a certain way. Because sometimes I have my music on loud as well. I look at the person in the eye, I look at their face, and I want to get to know them as a person. And when I started out my teaching business, just because the market that I was in, and I was writing columns for the Korea Times newspaper and on and on, 100% of my students started out, when I was starting out, 100% of my students were Korean. And so that was just my market. and word had spread, and so all of my students were Korean. But even back then when I started, that was never my goal, to reach and teach only Korean kids. That was just how it started. I wanted to teach people and students of every ethnic background, of every religion, of every, and so right now I am happy to tell you that after, over 10 years of doing this, I have students from every background. I have Korean students, yeah. I got Chinese students. I've had Iranian students, Egyptian students, Pakistani students, Bangladeshi students. I've had, what else? I've had Jewish students. I have students from Africa. I have students from Taiwan, Vietnamese students, African American students, Caucasian students. Man, I mean, I feel like, did I say Iranian students? I have students from all different kinds of ethnic backgrounds, religious backgrounds, and I really enjoy getting to know them. There's no stereotype in my mind. There's no, they must be a certain way. The more I get to know people, and the more I get to know people of different ethnic backgrounds and different backgrounds in general, the more I learn. Now, I don't agree with everybody. I don't have to agree with everybody. Who agrees with everybody? It's not the point. We don't have to agree, but we can respect, we can still love, and we can still, get along with them as people. And so, it's not that we don't want to be known for what we hate. Let's be known for what we love. And so let's focus on the things that people throughout my career, I've heard people say over and over, like for years and years, I hate my job. I hate my job. But they don't do anything to change their position so that they love their job. Or they don't go looking for a job that they love. They just complain and blame and whine every day about, I hate my job. Or I hate my financial situation. But I don't see them doing anything different to change their financial situation. I hate the relationship I have with kids, people say. But they don't do anything to improve their relationship with their kids. I hate the physical shape that I'm in. I'm so out of shape. But I don't see them doing anything to get into shape. So rather than being known for what you hate, let's be known for what we love. And let's pursue the things that we love. Rather than hating, hate, less love, love. And rather than hating discrimination, less love. And rather than hating, corruption and hypocrisy, let's love truth. And let's pursue the things that we love with passion. I think that does more good in this world than just being a hater. So celebrities the same way. They're known for what they hate. They're known for what they hate. They're against this, against this. Sometimes I wonder, what are they for? What are they living for? Are they living for the things, to fight the things they hate? Or are they living for the things that they love? I want to be known for as someone who lives for what he loves. And I hope you'll do the same. So rather than loving to hate, I hope that we will love to love. And I hope we will show passion, and our life purpose will be defined by what we love rather than we hate. I felt very strongly to get this message out today, so I'm just sharing that, and I hope you find it helpful. If you did, please share it with as many people as you can. Again, thanks for listening, and thanks for watching my video up to this point. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.